Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on April the 15th, 2021. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. So in terms of our news, we did have a lot of Fed members speaking here. Essentially, the Fed is not looking to make any changes to the monetary policy at this point. They're going to continue providing support to the market, and that is negative for the US dollar, but positive for the stock markets. Coming up here, we have Australian dollar employment data, as well as tomorrow here, main thing will be the retail sales numbers here for the US. So if the retail sales number come in better than expected, that would be positive. So the previous numbers were really poor. Any sort of improvement over the previous numbers will be seen as a positive thing, especially now with the vaccination continuing on. So this would be a good thing, and we're likely to see the stock market have a positive impact from this. So other than that, we do have employment numbers here as well. If they hold steady, that would be good. Other than that, GDP numbers for China. So these numbers, if they're good, so this is a substantial increase in GDP. So this will have a positive impact on New Zealand and Australian dollar as well. So let's go on to our charts here. We'll start off by taking a look as usual with euro. We were looking for euro to come into this resistance level at 1.1990, and this is where we are at now. So the question now is, can it go through this resistance? This is where it has struggled previously. So it dropped through, pulled back, and now this is where it struggled, and we are back here again. So with this one, we have to be careful here because of this major support resistance level. So we'll have to watch out, because if it fails to break through, that would be a problem. What I'm looking for here is a bit of a pullback here and then a continuation. And like I said, the struggle will be at 1.1990 level. If it goes through this resistance, then this inefficient move here will get filled. So we're looking at 1.2035 as the first target and 1.2060 as the next target. Therefore, our bias here is bullish with caution though. Pound dollar here, pound did go up, still doesn't seem to have the momentum here like the other crosses do. It is into resistance, looks a little neutral at the moment. It does have bullishness in it, which means we could see another retest of the resistance at 1.3810. And if it fails, we could then we're likely to see it go back down here. However, keep in mind, so everything else is going up. So we could see British pound aligned to that as well, the momentum in other currencies against the US dollar, and this could go up as well. So I'll watch out for that. But right now, this is bullish to neutral. It hasn't shown any kind of clear direction at this point. So watch out for that. Still has the bullishness, but just doesn't have it like we have seen the other ones here. Aussie dollar here finally broke out of this range that it had been trading in for a couple of weeks here, 2-3 weeks, actually about a month. So with this one here, we have a nice clean break here. Now looking for a pullback and then a continuation to the upside here. So bias is bullish. In terms of the pullback, we could see a pullback back into this area at 0.7700. Another option is a deeper pullback at the top of the range, which is 0.7670-ish level, and then a further move to the upside. Overall, though, looking for a continuation, just need to watch out for where the pullback is likely to come to. So next target here is 0.7765 and then 0.7800. So bullish bias here for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar, this one as well broke out of the range. It had been trading in this range for quite some time here, and now we are out. In terms of the pullback, I'm looking at 0.70 0.7100 area, and then looking for a continuation from there. So looking for a pullback and then a further move to the upside. So bias here is bullish for New Zealand dollar as well. And the target would be 0.7240 is the target. So in this case, the first target is 0.7200 and then 0.7240. Dollar CAD here, we have a nice bearish pin bar. With this one here, it's right into support. So it's right into support here. So that's something to watch out for. We have to see a break here before we can look for that continuation, but bias is bearish. Once it breaks out, we're looking for that continuation move to the downside back into the support area. In terms of our targets, the first target is 1.2470 and then 1.2430 as the second target. So bearish bias here for dollar CAD. All right, let's take a look at our commodities. Silver looking neutral at the moment. Prices right into the resistance here and doesn't look like it wants to move through it, which means we may get a retest and then a move back into the range here. So bias here is neutral. For silver here, we may see the price turn around for silver, and I'm looking for a move back into the range here towards 24.65. So neutral bias for silver. Gold here, gold turning around already. This one wasn't able to get through the high of yesterday, so it's right into resistance. So we have a bearish candle close, looking for price to come back down towards 1723.50. And should it continue from there, 1717, so bearish bias for gold. Oil here, oil also took off, actually finally broke out of this range. It had been trading in this range for quite some time as well. Finally, on the other side here, so things are looking good overall. For all the risk assets here. So bullish bias here, looking for a pullback towards 62 and then a further move to the upside. So first target 63.50, then 64.85. So bias here is bullish for oil. Copper as well, looking bullish here. With this one, looking for price to go towards the top of the range. It's overall still in a bit of a range. So bias is bullish here. Next target 4.12 and then 4.15. So bullish bias for copper. Bitcoin here. Bitcoin moved up into 64,750 level. And now we see price rejecting that level. So we have a neutral candle close. This is the type of move I'm expecting here. We may see a drop back towards 59,450. So right now, neutral to bearish bias here for Bitcoin. Stock market here. Stock market is looking, well, this one, S&P 500, the candle isn't that strong. We have the first bearish candle here over the last few days. It's still moving higher, but doesn't seem to have that momentum. So we may get a bit of a drop here. 4100 is the first target, then 4080 is the second target here. So neutral to bearish bias for S&P 500. NASDAQ here actually closed lower here. So we have a nice candle close here. Next target is 13,730. So bearish bias for NASDAQ. I'm looking for price to reverse here. Dow Jones here. This one is neutral. We may get a drop here as well. 33,580 is the first target. And then 33,370 is the next target. So bias here is neutral for Dow Jones. DAX here, DAX also closed lower here. Now it's still stuck in this range, but it wasn't able to break through the resistance. So its turnaround. It's still range bound, so I would say neutral to bearish. Once it crosses through that support level, then looking for price to drop towards 14,980, so about 15,000 here. So bias here is bearish, neutral to bearish. FTSE here, FTSE is stuck in the neutral area here. We may see a push higher towards 69.50, but it's still range bound at the moment. And Nikkei here, Nikkei looks like this one may drop. And in this case, 29,130 is the target. So bearish bias here for Nikkei. All right, so that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful trading day, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now.